So next item in the agenda, it's approval of the budget transfers. Dr. Burgess.
Yes, the first budget transfer, motion to transfer from bucket pointer line 46291-115-513-2090001-0057.5 to regular position pointer line 46291-115-513-000290001-000575 in the amount of $18,033.35 to clear negatives in regular position pointer lines due to the encumbrance of lane and step increases to support with regular position adjustments and benefit pointer lines 4629115-513-30290001-000575.
You killed the Sergeant Henderson.
Is it a big one?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, miss.
Thank you, Dr. Burgess. Anyone wants to second the motion? Dr. Burgess and Ms. Dunn?
I'm not sure.
I do.
I don't care.
It's up to you. I mean, okay, Ms. Dunn. Open for discussion? No discussion, close discussion, roll call for vote.
Dr. Vilches,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Mr. Keelis.
Aye.
I'll vote yes. Mr. Koss,
Yes.
Ms. Dunn, Ms. Shoei,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Ms. Colon.
Yes.
I don't know that students vote. Did they vote on the
On budget?
budget?
Not on personnel.
Which one is that one?
Yeah, this is the one that we have to vote again because students can't vote, but adults can.
Okay,
That would be 9. Yes.
thank you. So next transfer?
Motion to transfer. This is just the movement transfer. So motion to transfer from World Language Supply Line 46291-115-53405-113-114-0000575 to World Language Software License Line 46291-115-533-07113-114-0000575 in the amount of $1,200 to purchase foreign language software for the IB MYP 4 and 5. Emergent phases 1 and 2 to boost and Spanish for the IB MYP 4 and 5. Capable-Proficient phases 3, 4, 5, 6 by concept boost.
Thank you, Ms. Dunn. So Dr. Burch was Ms. Dunn. Open for discussion? Close discussion, roll call for vote.
Dr. Vilches,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Mr. Keelis.
Yeah.
I'll vote yes. Mr. Koss.
Yes.
Ms. Dunn.
Yes.
Ms. Shoei,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
and Ms. Colon. Ms. Colon.
Yes.
And yes, 0 no.
Thank you. So next transfer?
Motion to transfer from furniture line 46291-115-550-011-251-392-0000575 to line 46291-115-550-005-251-392-0000575 in the amount of $2,000 for equipment line for school needs.
I second.
Thank you. Open for discussion?
I was
Go
just wondering what the school needs are that we're using the money for.
Yeah, so everything was when we allocated the original budget, we put everything into furniture, but some furniture is coded as as equipment. So we, if we have to buy like a certain desk from a certain vendor, or if we need a table, it may be coded as equipment depending on the cost. So we have no equipment lines right now. So we need to move a little bit to have an equipment line. If we need to replenish some tables, desks, chairs that are on an equipment line, depending on the cost, or for the students.
Any other questions? No? Close discussion? Roll call for vote.
Dr. Vilches,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Aye. I'll vote yes. Mr. Cost?
Yes.
Ms. Dunn?
Yes.
Ms. Shoei?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
And Ms. Cologne?
Yes.
And yes, no.
Thank you. Next transfer, Dr. Butchers.
Motion to transfer a total 43,150 from 4629115579401190350000575 to various budget transfer lines listed on document number 1023001 to support and enhance the learning environment, specifically to purchase clear touches and to make sure that we still have enough for like staff appreciation, recognition, awards assembly, incentives for students, and promotional supplies for recruitment and outreach.
Thank you. Open for discussion.
So I'm excited. This one we're going to be purchasing. So there's 6 DL classrooms that still need clear touches. So we are allocating some. So the clear touch money is to purchase the clear touches for the diverse learner classrooms that still needed, that we weren't able to get it last year for.
Any other question? Any questions? No? Close discussion. Roll call for vote.
Dr. Vilches,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez?
Yes.
Mr. Keelis? Aye. I'll vote yes. Mr. Cost? Yes. Ms. Dunn?
Yes.
Ms. Shoei?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez? Yes. Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Ms. Cologne?
Yes.
And yes, no.
So there were 10?
Yes.
Next transfer?
Motion to transfer from commodity software license instructional 46291 1155337 1190150000575 to technology line 46291 115555005 11901000575 in the amount of $7,000 to complete the purchase of the clear touches for the classroom.
I second.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yeah.
So open for discussion? No discussion?
I have
Any
a
questions?
question. Is this already purchased or?
No, we had to get a quote, so that's why we have to allocate the money from different lines to make the full amount for the quote to go with the clear touches to make sure that we're purchasing it from a strategic source vendor. But it's broken up into different lines. Like some are like Mr. Rodriguez can explain like how the quotes work. But this is all for those 6 DL classrooms.
Yeah, so pretty much since we're capped at for a certain amount to order from certain vendors, we had to split up each PO through a different vendor. I think the max is like 25,000. And since we've been purchasing certain things for the school, for the classrooms, and like Dr. Bush was saying, some furniture has been turned into equipment on certain line items. This is why we need to get this done. Every classroom, almost every classroom has a clear touch. Like we said, it's only those 6 DL teachers, and we're getting them we were able to pilot with the science classrooms. We got a new type of clear touch, so we can pilot it with them and then bring it into a DL classroom, which is more interactive. Is you can make it into a table where all the kids can collaborate on it. It's something very useful. If you guys are ever interested in seeing it, we're more than welcome to show you guys how it works.
Yeah, our goal is to make sure that every student has, that every teacher has access to this interactive board to really increase student engagement. It really, like every elementary school, when you think about high school, they already have shifted. So to be able to bring this to Steinmetz, I think it's been beneficial for our students because you should see how their eyes light up when they see that touchscreen because it's like a big cell phone. They're like, oh yeah, I'm like, I just showed you this in a projector, but when it's on the clear touch, you should see how the kids pay attention. And our students that are sitting there, some of them may have it already in their classes and they can even speak to the experience.
Close discussion, roll call for vote.
Dr. Vilches,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Mr. Keelis,
Aye.
I'll vote yes. Mr. Cost,
Yes.
Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Ms. Shoei,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
and Ms. Colon.
Yes.
10 yes, 0 no.
Next transfer, Dr. Vilches.
Motion to transfer from cell tower 46291-12457-915 253-201-000388 to technology line 46291-124-5305-119-010-0000388 in the amount of $16,885.26 to purchase Chromebooks for assessment and testing.
Open for discussion.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Ms. Dunn.
I don't know if you can answer this. How many Chromebooks are we getting? And aren't we at 1-to-1 at this point with the kids? So do we need to buy more Chromebooks for testing?
Yes. So, we're 1-to-1, but we're not up to date. So what does that mean? The lifespan of a Chromebook is about 3 years. And some of our, I want to say some of our seniors and juniors that we have now, they have some of the older Chromebooks. So we got to start phasing out. So every 3 years, there's going to be, every two to 3 years, there's going to be a phase where we got to keep buying new ones and getting rid of the old ones, buying new ones, getting rid of the old ones. And so the reason we're purchasing these is also to prepare for PSAT. We just had to practice, digital readiness, which was a practice run on just signing in and just getting just signing into the test. And we had maybe about 80 kids that didn't bring their Chromebooks, either charged, they didn't bring their Chromebooks at all, they had it broken. So many excuses. And so we just don't want them to be set up to fail. So we want to have all this equipment ready for them. Me, myself, and Mr. Gonzalez were the techos. So we were in a classroom just waiting for the kids. And it was probably the easiest process that we had. We were able to take their IDs and then just provide them with a Chromebook. At the end of the day, they did their digital readiness, and then they gave us the Chromebook back. We gave them their ID and called it a day. But it's something that we need to be prepared for.
How many
So for 16, off the top of my head, I can't even tell you. So
I think we said this would the reason why it's exact because we had to get a quote to see how much they cost. And I think this is going to buy 42 Chromebooks.
yes,
We have to buy them through. There's only one vendor we can get them through, a CDW.
yes.
And so they cost like about $410 each Chromebook, give or take. I forgot the cents. So we can only go with CDW, which is a strategic source vendor for Chromebooks. And like Mr. Rodriguez explained, we have to have them available for testing. We can't go back and forth with like, why didn't you bring it? Because the test has to start at 8:30. So we have to be ready to give them one. And you got to keep in mind, like you said, the juniors and seniors have the older Chromebook. So even though we try to do the updates, it may malfunction on the day of the test. And it does like the regular day-to-day stuff. But when it comes to this testing, we don't want to take any chances with our students not having the adequate technology, because the district now, the onus of replenishing these devices and now having to buy technology is gonna go. It went back to the school.
Any other question?
So who are we holding responsible for those kids that don't, I mean, the Chromebooks that the kids don't bring are property of the school?
Mhm.
So how are we holding them
So
accountable?
each device is assigned to the student. They get a receipt that they sign, their parents sign, and it's sent to their email. It's also locked to their account. If the student does not bring the device because it's either lost or stolen, well, one, I have to file a police report. That police report is made. Depending on the situation, obviously we bill the kids. There's a set fee that they're supposed to get billed on their accounts. And this might change with the new devices because the new devices they went up. We went from paying $250 for Chromebooks now to $400, which is double. So it's $410 for a Chromebook right now, and that's not even touchscreen. That's just a regular one. Touchscreen is $10 more. And so, the base pay that we have right now is we're just charging them $185, which we're still losing at that.
Well, I got a follow-up question for that. So right now, how many Chromebooks have we gotten paid back because they lost it or they stole it, or they got stolen?
So we weren't allowed to charge until last year because of COVID.
Right.
Because everything that was majority of the Chromebooks that we had were from I forgot what grant it was, but it was from the city. They sent it out. They sent like over 2,000 Chromebooks, and during that time, I mean, we've gone, so the broken ones we gotta pay to get service. If we pay to get them serviced, it costs more to get it serviced than actually getting a new one. And so we have a process where me, myself, and I teach students how to like repair a little bit. It's like something that we're doing after school. So I showed them how to repair. We do a couple a day, but there's only so much I can do. It takes literally like 2 hours to fix one. And so what we've been doing is we've been told by CPS Tipweb to recycle the old devices. So we had to put in a ticket with them, and they come and pick up those devices and they remove them from our inventory. So we're not held accountable for that inventory. And so we just had a pickup in September on the 13th, I believe, and we have another pickup for the old devices on December 12th.
So, but I still didn't get an answer of how many are we losing? Because, I mean, and I'm just bringing it up so we could know that if we're gonna be buying Chromebooks and using the money that's supposed to be for something else, are we doing the right thing?
Are we doing the right thing by buying? Regardless, we're gonna have to buy.
No. Are we doing the right thing that we're following through as far as what we're losing?
Yeah, as of right now that I know of, we've assigned 4 accounts the 185, but you got to keep in mind that they don't have to pay it until their senior year. So if they don't pay, no matter when they lost it, we still have to reissue them a device. We charge their account the 185, but Mr. Rodriguez still has to assign a new one by CPS policy, and then the students have till their senior year before graduation to pay whatever outstanding fees they have. Now, if they work with CPS directly and the fees are waived for whatever reason determined by CPS, then no one pays the 185. So that's all determined. We just add it to their account, and then the CPS waives it for whatever reason they deem appropriate based on the student situation. Then they take care of it. But other than that, I know that we've assessed 4 fees as that I know of.
Any other question?
Yeah.
Okay, close discussion. Roll call for vote, please.
Dr. Vilches,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Mr. Keelis,
Aye.
I'll say yes, Mr. Cos,
Yes.
Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Ms. Shoei,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
and Ms. Colon.
Yes.
So 10 yes or no.
Next budget transfer.
So this is one that students can vote on. Motion to transfer a total of 161,498.21 from 46291,115 57940 119 035 000 575 to various budget transfer lines listed on document 1023-002 to clear negatives and updates in the benefit and position pointer lines. As provided there, 141,110 and 70 cents to clear negatives and benefit pointer lines and benefit updates, and 120,387 and 51 cents to clear negative and regular position pointer lines and position updates.
Thank you, Mr. Cos. Open for discussion.
I have a question. Are those for just two people in two positions, or? It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. So what happened is when we created the budget in EFS, because they switched to a new system, several positions were closed in the process and they never reopened them. So now they're reopening them. And so I have to clear all those negatives now because they just opened them like maybe towards August or July because they were behind on the budget. And so now all of these positions dropped in terms of any position that wasn't carried over from school year 23 to school year 24. So they had to make those necessary corrections. So this is the clearing of those negatives because they just fixed it right now. Well, they fixed it a while ago, so now everything's been cleared. But I have to clear with the remaining budget of the 20th day.
So are these for two people, or is this for multiple staff members?
Multiple. So it includes anyone that, okay, so if someone graduated in August over the summer, it includes that. It includes that if anyone submitted paperwork, because I don't get to see, they work directly with the board. I just see the negatives start to drop. So CPS handles like the encumbrance of those positions. So anyone that processed a step or lane change over the summer, this is reflected in these negatives because it wouldn't have been reflected in the budget when it was created in May. So May only accounts for the 2%, but it doesn't include for any salary adjustments or lane changes or any errors that might have been completed in terms of the switch to EFS in the budget process.
So how is this different than the first one we did?
Those were earlier. So those were the first step in lane changes. These all came in later after that. So remember, we couldn't vote on it in September. These came September.
Any more questions? Any other questions? Any questions?
No, I had the same question. that
Ms.
Mr.
Dunn.
Dunn did, because we're clearing pointers and benefits on the first one that we voted on for 18. And then now we're doing similar with 161,000. That's a lot of money.
So why is it separated in two then?
Because the first one is the encumbrance that happened in August. This was the second encumbrance. So remember, CPS does their encumbrances by pay periods. So when the pay periods pass, then there's another encumbrance. So this is the encumbrance of, I want to say, 3 positions that were closed and that they didn't reopen until later in, and they didn't process until September.
So this one that we're doing right now, the 41 and the 120?
Yeah, that's a different pay period encumbrance. So that was, I believe, without naming names, I believe it was a security position. That was a clerk position, 2 clerk positions that didn't transfer over. I forgot what errors I was working with, but I was working with budget. So this is the second encumbrance that they did. But remember, encumbrances can happen at any pay period. So if, for example, Ms. Dunn, you go get, you process your paperwork with the board next week, in the next pay period, if they process it, I'll get another encumbrance of negatives. So it doesn't matter, at any time we can get negatives because of people processing paperwork, or if there's an error in staffing, or if there's an error in with the new system.
Okay. Is it usually this large amount of money?
No, so this was an error. So when we did the budget, we approved everything correctly. We did everything right on our end. And so then what, some positions had end dates of June 23, and CPS didn't catch those in the process. So CPS didn't catch those in the process until later on. I was like, where are these position numbers? And then they're like, oh, why are they closed? And I was like, we didn't close them. They're approved by the CPS. And so they didn't allocate for that. So now we have to clear those negatives because they did the corrections. So it's just a correction of the positions. But there were more, everyone gets a cost of living as well too.
Any more questions? No? Roll call for vote. We give them money for those students? Or we cannot, I mean, CPS took the money already, right?
I'm sorry, I missed whatever you said.
I'm asking if we abstain anyway, I mean, whether we want to abstain or not, CPS took the money already, right?
Yeah, whether we abstain or not, CPS is going to clear those negatives regardless because it's tied to positions. It's not like we're hiring a new person or anything like that. It's tied to existing positions that are already approved in the budget in May. So it's one of those where you have to clear the negatives, and yeah, they're going to clear it either way.
Straight up, Woody. Did you write it down, right? From Mr. Rolando.
Yeah, I'm doing it right.
Thank you.
So just to be clear, they're taking the money anyway, doesn't matter what we vote. Okay.
So, I mean, we agree with you, that's a lot of money, right? But the reality, yes, which is what you said. So,
Thank you for explaining.
you're welcome. Okay, close discussion. Roll call for both, Mr. Capuri.
Dr. Vilches,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Mr. Keelis,
Abstain.
I'll vote yes. Mr. Cos?
Abstain.
Ms. Dunn? Ms. Joey?
Yeah.
Ms. Hernandez?
Abstain.
Ms. Colon?
Good.
And then students can vote on this one?
She said,
It's so a confusion.
Yeah, Ms. Vilches thought, Dr. Vilches thought she could.
I got to know their school kids, yes. That's why I'm confused. I don't know.
So,
We can decide not to let them vote.
Permission to speak, Chairperson?
Yes, go ahead, Dr. Richard.
Yeah, so the thing is that I can't say specifically what positions there because they're tied to staff. We would have to go into closed session because it's specific to personnel. But I wouldn't even be able to disclose because I would have to just give you position numbers. So in closed session, I would be able to give the specifics to those positions, but or I can ask CPS for a report, but it would have to be in closed session because it's tied to personnel.
Right.
Yeah. So I try to be as general as possible.
Thank you.
Well, right now, the vote is 4 yes, 5 abstain.
So motion didn't pass.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Mr. Guerra.
Yeah, I would like to say something, Dr. Belches. What I disagree is that why does the board want us to vote on something that they're gonna make a decision anyway? So I don't think that we should be covering up for the board for their mistakes. I just wanted that to be clear and on the record.
Is that a motion? Okay. So motion didn't pass, right, Mr. Caputi? Thank you. So next, budget transfer, please.
Oh, last one. Motion to transfer from service repair contracts for 6291-115-56105 251-392-000575 to 12510-115 54405 254-501 000-575 in the amount of $350 to lease and install 15212 IP for Office 225B at Jack. It's a Jack CC 252258-CD1. Snow requisition ticket is 1546595. SCT task is 1600839.
It's open for discussion. Any questions? Well, discussion, roll call for vote.
Dr. Vilches,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Mr. Keelis,
Aye.
I'll vote yes, Mr. Cos.
Yes.
Ms. Dunn.
Yes.
Ms. Shoei.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
And Ms. Plum. So 9 yes, 0 no.
Okay, motion passed.